Here are 13 times Ellen DeGeneres was shut down and owned on her own show, starting with number 1.
And such an inspiration.
Ow, your ring.
All right. And you've been such an inspiration. I have another game. Fish for the ring.
Love you, and you're talented and smart and all the... Oh, no.
I got it. Okay, so, wait, so what were you talking about?
No, nothing.
I thought you love games, I love games. Let's play the game, and whoever can suck their balls the hardest wins. Okay,
You
ready?
suck, not blow?
You suck in.
It seems like you...
Of course I'd have to teach her.
Sean Hayes approached the couch with enthusiasm, charm, and just enough mischief to keep things unpredictable. At first, it looked like a typical friendly interview. Ellen praised his career, his talent, his longevity. He nodded, smiled, and then quietly stopped engaging. While Ellen talked, Sean focused on his drink. He adjusted it, looked at it, took his time. When she finished complimenting him, he thanked her politely, then asked what she had been talking about. The moment landed softly, but it landed. The audience laughed because they understood what had just happened. Ellen had been talking, but Sean hadn't been listening. From there, he kept doing it. Smooth transitions vanished. Questions came out of nowhere. Sean pointed it out, joking that the show was famous for jumping topics without warning. Ellen tried to defend herself, insisting the flow made sense. Sean didn't argue. He just demonstrated the problem by continuing not to follow her lead. The dynamic flipped. Ellen wasn't steering anymore. She was explaining herself. Sean didn't raise his voice or insult her. He simply refused to pretend the interview structure was working. It was a masterclass in subtle humiliation. Nothing overt, nothing cruel, just a guest calmly exposing the mechanics of the show by opting out of them.
You toured for your special, huh?
Well, I didn't really...
Yeah, you were nice enough to give me a jacket from your tour.
Yeah, I didn't...
You actually had tour jacket.
Well, it
made up.
It wasn't a tour. It was...
No, it says tour.
Well,
it says tour.
Yeah.
Tour right there.
Yeah.
Now, 4 cities. 4 cities. That's a weekend for me. That's not a tour, Ellen. You did some dates.
And
look, and 3 of the cities is in California. What the hell? What the hell?
I was very busy.
Damn tour?
I was very busy. I had to shoot Game of Games, and I have this show, and I would love to go on tour in other places, but that's all I had. But I know you're everywhere. You're all the time. I don't know how you do it because you travel so much.
Wanda Sykes didn't come in loud or confrontational. She came in relaxed, conversational, almost friendly. She was talking about parenting, explaining why her kids fly coach while she doesn't. The logic was simple. They don't have jobs. It landed as a joke, but it was also a statement about boundaries and responsibility. Ellen tried to flip it into a teachable moment. If Wanda and her wife had jobs, why wouldn't they sit in first class with the kids and coach? The question sounded innocent, but it missed the point entirely. Wanda's pause said everything. Then she answered, pointing out that leaving her kids alone with strangers was exactly the problem. The studio laughed, but the shift had already happened. Ellen wasn't guiding the conversation anymore. That imbalance only grew when the topic turned to touring. Ellen mentioned her stand-up tour casually, expecting agreement. Wanda didn't give it to her. She read the jacket, counted the cities, and dismantled the idea of a tour in real time. 4 cities, 3 in California. Wanda called it what it was, a weekend with merchandise. Ellen scrambled, listing excuses, projects, obligations. Wanda smiled and kept going. No anger, no edge, just facts delivered calmly. It wasn't cruel. It was effortless, and it showed how easily the show's authority could collapse when someone refused to protect it.
Hey, Ellen.
Yes, Wendy.
How you doing?
How you doing?
As much as I want to not like him, I love his new song, and he really is cute. And some people say that he looks like you.
I don't mind that.
He's cute.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Wendy Williams didn't bother with subtlety. When she sat across from Ellen, the energy was immediately off. Compliments turned sideways. Jokes landed with an edge. When Ellen brought up a pop star and mentioned that some people thought he looked like her, Wendy didn't soften it or walk it back. She let the comparison hang, then doubled down by questioning Ellen's reaction to it. The audience laughed, but Ellen's smile tightened. This wasn't playful teasing. It was a challenge. Ellen tried to regain control by steering the conversation elsewhere, but Wendy kept pushing, asking questions back. refusing to let moments pass without commentary. It was uncomfortable in a way Ellen couldn't redirect. The usual rhythm. Setup, punchline, applause, never fully returned.
You had a beef with, not
boy.
a good experience.
Oh boy.
Some blonde talk show host. Daytime.
Oh, you caught that. I'm so foolish. I thought I was writing like a sneaky blind item.
no.
But I think, you know, someone said something about whatever. So, yeah, I'm talking about Ellen DeGeneres. Now I have to just
She
come
was not
clean.
nice to you?
Well, here's the thing. In my very last dinner with Joan Rivers, we would always check in with each other, and I'd be like, "Where are you with Ellen?" And she'd be like, "Oh, still hates me." And she'd go, "Well, what about you?" And I'd say, "Oh, she thinks I'm mean." And the truth is, I guess I feel like I'm sticking up for a pal. Like, I think Ellen's achievements are fantastic. How could I not? But you know, like I said, there's so few female comics over 50 that are making a living or doing okay. Like, we need to support each other. And I just thought, what am I waiting for? But almost every time Joan Rivers and I would get together, we'd be like, anything from Ellen? No. You? No.
Kathy Griffin's approach was different, but no less damaging. She didn't humiliate Ellen in a single viral exchange. She did it over time. In interviews and in her book, she described Ellen as cold, dismissive, and unsupportive behind the scenes. She talked about comparing notes with other female comedians, realizing the pattern wasn't personal. It was consistent. Together, Wendy and Kathy represented two threats Ellen struggled with most: confrontation and exposure. One did it to her face, the other did it with receipts. And neither played along with the image Ellen had worked so hard to maintain. Ellen always framed her pranks as harmless fun, lighthearted, playful, something everyone was supposed to laugh at afterward. But when she decided to hang a life-sized cutout of herself outside Clint Eastwood's office, the joke didn't land the way she expected. Instead of confusion or amusement, Eastwood reacted with pure irritation. He grabbed a bat and went after it without hesitation, striking the cutout over and over until it collapsed.
Yesterday, I showed you a gift that one of my viewers sent in. It's a piñata that's supposed to be me, I think. There it is. It's like looking in a mirror. It is. A terrible mirror. I wasn't sure what to do with it, so I decided to pay it forward. I hung it in front of Clint Eastwood's office because, well, he doesn't like kids on the lawn, so I thought maybe it could scare the kids away. And here's what he did with it when he found it.
There was no pause for the camera, no wink to the audience, just anger. When the clip aired, it was framed as funny, but the image told a different story. This wasn't someone playing along. This was someone venting. The laughter in the studio couldn't cover how uncomfortable it was to watch. Ellen tried to narrate through it, to keep the tone light, but the visual overwhelmed her commentary. For once, the prankster lost control of the narrative. The joke stopped being about surprise and became about resentment. Eastwood didn't humiliate Ellen with words. He did it by refusing to participate in the premise at all. It exposed a flaw in the format. When the target doesn't consent to the joke, the humor collapses. And in that moment, so did Ellen's carefully maintained sense of authority. Ricky Gervais never pretended to be manageable. When Ellen asked him about hosting award shows again, he didn't dress it up. He admitted he'd tried to say no, admitted he liked having freedom, and admitted that he enjoyed saying things other people wouldn't. It was honest to the point of discomfort. Ellen tried to reframe it as recklessness. She pointed out that he drank during the ceremonies, that he always had a glass in his hand.
Oh, I had a drink, just me and the cat. You know.
She didn't drink.
She didn't drink, no, that would be animal cruelty.
It would.
Yeah. In fact, her watching me drunk is pretty cruel, I imagine, to a cat. So, yeah, there it is. There's the party.
Yeah.
That's the party.
There's the party.
Look, she's actually looking away in disgust.
Yeah, disgusted by it.
She's... Right.
What's on your head?
That's Christmas Day. So, yeah.
And so that was Christmas. What did you do for Christmas? Did you buy
well,
presents?
it's just, again, that's a quiet one. That's just me and my girlfriend, Christmas Day, and we eat and drink and sleep. And then the next day is the folks, when you go back to the folks, and I've got a big sort of extended... I've got lots of brothers and sisters. They've had loads of kids. Their kids have had kids. And now their kids' kids are having kids.
The implication was clear. Ricky didn't dodge it. He agreed. He said the alcohol made him brave enough to tell the truth. No apology, no embarrassment. She pressed further, asking when he started drinking before the show. Ricky answered calmly, almost cheerfully, laying out his routine like it was the most normal thing in the world. Each answer took the sting out of the question. The attempt to shame him collapsed under its own weight. The power dynamic reversed completely. Ellen wasn't teasing anymore. She was probing. Ricky wasn't defending himself. He was owning it. What made the moment land wasn't the jokes. It was the refusal to flinch. Ricky didn't need Ellen's approval, and he made that clear. In doing so, he showed how fragile her authority became when a guest simply didn't care to protect it.
It's good to see you. Happy belated birthday. When was your birthday?
It was October 4th.
October 4th. You turned 30.
I did.
And how was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of shit about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who doesn't want to be invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
Of course I like you. You knew I liked you. Yeah.
But I did invite you and you didn't come, so.
This time you invited me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody. Ask Jonathan, your producer. Who said you were?
I was invited, but Tig Notaro performed at your party?
She did.
She did a set?
She did. It was a surprise.
What did she do?
A bunch of funny stuff.
She's hilarious.
She's my favorite comedian. Other than you. Bye.
Dakota Johnson walked onto the set smiling, relaxed, and completely unguarded. The conversation started the way Ellen often liked to start. Casual, personal, friendly. Ellen congratulated Dakota on turning 30 and asked about her birthday party. Then she added a small complaint, framed as a joke. She said she hadn't been invited. Dakota didn't laugh it off. She corrected her. She said Ellen had been invited. She said it plainly, without attitude, without hesitation. When Ellen tried to recover by acting surprised, Dakota doubled down. She reminded her that the last time she'd been on the show, Ellen had already accused her of not inviting her. Even though Dakota didn't know Ellen wanted to come, the audience sensed it immediately. This wasn't playful banter. This was someone being called out in real time. Ellen tried to pivot, suggesting maybe she hadn't been able to attend. Dakota asked her to check with the producer. Ellen stumbled. The smile stayed frozen, but the confidence was gone. Dakota wasn't attacking her. She was correcting the record. The moment went viral because it broke the illusion. Ellen wasn't in control of the narrative. She was being fact-checked on her own set, calmly, publicly, and without mercy.
Last round.
Oh, good.
All right, so last me, then you. Okay.
Okay, Ellen, 3 things that turn you on.
Oh, music, sweetness, and chocolate. This chocolate doesn't. I just made that up.
I was thinking in a whole different place.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, you know, handsome, tall, sweet.
Yeah.
Did we both have sweet?
Yeah, I said sweet.
Okay.
Chocolate doesn't. I just made that up so I'd win. Does chocolate turn anybody on? Really? You're like, really? You eat it? And you,
I love it. I don't get it much, but I love chocolate and cake.
You eat chocolate and you're like, you're in the mood?
No.
Well,
no.
that's
it's
when
like I don't get to have chocolate. I mean, look, I'm working on my body and I just don't.
Right.
Like, I have chocolate. I'm lying.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And then it turns you on?
No, it doesn't turn me on.
You just said it did.
No, I didn't mean it in that way.
Okay.
Bitch.
All right. We both lost, and I'll be right back. She won't.
Cher didn't need a long buildup. The shift happened in the middle of a game, the kind Ellen used to keep things light and controlled. Questions were supposed to be quick. Answers were supposed to be silly. Nothing was meant to linger. Then Ellen answered one herself. When she listed things that supposedly turned her on, the response felt forced, improvised, and strange. Cher didn't let it slide. She questioned it immediately, pointing out how little sense it made. Ellen tried to laugh it off, then tried to explain it, then tried to rewrite what she just said. Cher wasn't buying it. She kept pressing, calmly but firmly, until the contradiction was obvious. Ellen backtracked, admitting she'd made it up. The admission didn't help. Cher called it out for what it was: a lie told to win a game. The word hung in the air longer than anyone expected. The audience laughed, but Ellen didn't. For a moment, she looked genuinely rattled. The game had stopped being playful. It had turned confrontational. What made it sting wasn't the accusation, it was who it came from. Cher didn't defer. She didn't soften it. She treated Ellen like an equal and refused to protect her from the consequence of her own words.
Okay, so, well, I don't know what we're making.
All right, so we're gonna make some arancini.
Okay.
Artichoke arancini.
Arancini?
Yes. So let's roll some balls. Come on.
Let's
Ready?
roll.
We got some risotto.
All right.
We only have a few minutes. We gotta get something done.
All right,
around here.
roll some balls.
So we've
Me
got,
too.
Yes, you. I'm just gonna stand here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, you too. So
I've
you
got
just
balls.
scoop it with the ice
Yeah.
cream scooper.
And what?
I've got it. How do you make this in the
There?
first place, though?
In my
In
hand?
your hand. Yes. Now roll it. Have you
Well,
ever
why didn't I-
made any kind of ball
Balls?
before?
No, I'm not.
It's Nicole. Have you made meatballs or anything? Just look. Go ahead. Oh boy.
This is a family-friendly show.
Okay, so look. So I made some risotto. You guys have both had risotto before, right?
All right.
Anybody had risotto before? Leftover risotto. We make little balls.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
You dump in a little flour, just
Okay.
like this.
Right.
Then almond milk. Okay, then you take the ball like that and the little breadcrumbs.
Yep.
Okay, but be delicate because Ellen, that
Good.
looks like dog food now. Ellen, it's balls.
Look,
honey,
look.
balls. That's not a ball.
I
Oh
want to-
my God, the woman who can't cook made the perfect ball.
The cooking segment was supposed to be harmless. A celebrity chef, a simple recipe, a few laughs, and everyone moves on. But when Giada De Laurentiis stepped in front of the counter with Ellen and Nicole Kidman, the format immediately started to crack. Ellen didn't follow instructions. She joked. She stalled. She acted confused about steps that had just been explained. At first, Giada smiled and repeated herself. Then she slowed down. Then she simplified. The tone shifted from collaborative to instructional. Giada started narrating every motion, correcting Ellen in real time. Scoop it like this, roll it gently. No, not like that. By the time Ellen produced something that barely resembled food, Giada didn't hide her reaction. She pointed it out, compared it unfavorably. The laughter turned nervous. Ellen tried to lean into the chaos, but the segment wasn't built for that. Giada was there to cook, not perform. And as Ellen continued to derail the process, Giada took control of the space. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't insult her directly. She simply stopped pretending this was working. By the end, Ellen looked disengaged and exposed. The chef had taken over. The host was just another person in the way.
And we were singing and dancing, and I decided to send him a video of me singing. It's really high when it goes, can't stop the feeling.
Yeah, it is.
It's high.
It was my favorite was you're like, just electric, just electric, just electric. I was like, that's not the word.
That's no. It's just electric. Those are the words.
Although I should have written it's just electric.
What is it? I always thought it was just electric. What is it?
Pretty clearly says just imagine, but.
Ellen loved to tell guests how much she admired their work. Songs, movies, performances. She often framed herself as a superfan. But that image cracked when Justin Timberlake sat down and she started gushing about a song she claimed to love. She talked about how often she listened to it, how much it meant to her. Then she sang it, and immediately got the words wrong. Justin didn't correct her right away. He let it play out. When Ellen realized what she'd done, she tried to stop the clip from airing, laughing nervously and insisting it didn't matter. Justin disagreed. He let the footage roll. The mistake was undeniable. The lyrics weren't close. Ellen tried to argue that they sounded similar, that other people probably heard it the same way. Justin didn't argue back. He just repeated the correct words, calmly, letting the contrast speak for itself. The humiliation wasn't loud. It was precise. Ellen hadn't been exposed as malicious, just careless. A host who claimed intimacy with her guests' work, but didn't know it as well as she pretended. It was a small moment, but it chipped away at the authenticity she depended on.
It's so nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's Hassan Minhaj.
No.
Yes.
No.
Really?
Well, my name is Hassan Minhaj.
Oh.
I want to do this. I actually want to do this on national television.
Good, please, because everyone that says your name says Hassan Minhaj.
Yeah, but the real way you pronounce it, and this is a big deal because my parents are here, it's Hassan Minhaj. And people always mispronounce it. They're always like, Hassan Minhaj, Hussein. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce it. Meet my son, Higsby Witherthrottle III. And I'm like, how do you not pronounce Hassan? Try it.
All right, Hassan Minish.
No, that's not.
No.
Hassan Minhaj approached the couch with respect. He thanked Ellen, told her he was a fan, and smiled as the audience applauded. Then she said his name. She said it the way most people did. Close enough to pass. Wrong enough to matter. Hassan didn't let it slide. He corrected her immediately, explaining that his name had been mispronounced his entire life. Ellen laughed it off, treating it like a harmless quirk. Hassan didn't laugh with her. He explained why it mattered. pointing out how easily people learned to pronounce complicated names when they wanted to. He gave examples, ridiculous ones, names no one questioned. The audience laughed, but the message landed. This wasn't about syllables. It was about effort. Ellen tried again. She got it wrong again. The moment stopped being funny. Hassan's parents were in the audience. He said so. The tone shifted. What made the exchange uncomfortable was Ellen's refusal to treat it seriously. What made it humiliating was that Hassan did. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't accuse her. He simply made it clear that her casual dismissal was part of a larger pattern. And for once, Ellen didn't have a joke that could smooth it over.
Here's what I'll do. You don't have to say. I'm going to show pictures. Here's a bell, and you ring it. Pictures.
I don't know if I'm going to do this.
Yeah, you will. Ring it on 3 different guys. We'll narrow it down. So ring it 3 different times. So let's show some pictures. You're supposed to ring.
But I don't want to. I don't want to.
All right, I'll ring.
Because they'll send me angry emails that I don't want to get. What are you doing to me?
All right.
This makes me feel so bad about myself. Every time I come up here, you put like a different dude up there on the screen. And it just makes me really question like what I stand for as a human being.
Taylor Swift had been on the show many times, and by that point, Ellen knew exactly what segments got the biggest reactions. One of them was the dating game. Names on a screen, a bell to ring, a playful way to tease Taylor about her love life. This time, it didn't work. As Ellen started listing names, Taylor didn't play along. She didn't laugh nervously or deflect with a joke. She asked Ellen to stop. She said it clearly, more than once. The smile stayed, but the message didn't soften. Ellen tried to keep it light, framing it as harmless fun, something the audience expected. Taylor pushed back again, explaining that it wasn't fun for her. Each refusal landed harder than the last. The crowd laughed at first, then went quiet. For the first time, the bit was exposed mid-segment. The power of the format disappeared as Taylor refused to ring the bell, refused to confirm rumors, refused to let the show define her narrative. Ellen eventually moved on, but the damage was done. The game didn't fail because it was mean. It failed because the guests said no and didn't apologize for it.
Pregnant.
Don't discuss that.
All right. Well, you don't have to.
No, that's okay. No, honestly,
you don't have to answer me. Let's just toast with champagne and decide. Yeah, you want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? I'm not going to ask you if you're pregnant or
This
not.
is peer pressure. You see what Ellen is doing? This is peer pressure.
Let's toast to you not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we should.
Oh my goodness.
Cheers.
It's too early for me. I only drink it after 3 p.m.
Yeah. You're pregnant.
At the time it aired, the interview with Mariah Carey didn't register as scandal. It played like an awkward joke that went a little too far. Ellen hinted at a rumor, pressed for confirmation, and brought out a glass of champagne. Mariah hesitated. Ellen insisted. The implication was obvious. Mariah took a sip. The audience applauded. Ellen smiled, satisfied that the moment had landed. Years later, it looked very different. After Mariah revealed she had miscarried shortly after that appearance, the clip resurfaced. What once seemed playful was reinterpreted as pressure, a host leveraging her platform to force a deeply personal revelation. The laughter in the studio suddenly felt misplaced. The humiliation wasn't immediate, it was historical. Ellen didn't lose control in the moment. She lost it in hindsight. The interview became evidence in a larger conversation about boundaries, consent, and power on daytime television. Mariah never raised her voice. She never accused Ellen publicly. She didn't have to. The clip spoke for itself, and when it did, it damaged Ellen's carefully constructed image more than any on-air roast ever could. It was the moment that made people look back and start noticing everything else. So after seeing all of this, do you think these moments were just awkward TV? Or do they reveal a deeper pattern about power and control on daytime television? Share your thoughts in the comments, and click the video next to this to watch an even deeper story about other public figures whose carefully built images didn't hold up under scrutiny.